just over 6 months out from the midterms, and some brand new Fox News polls are giving us a look at the issues that matter most to voters heading into November.
Republicans currently have a 4-vote majority in the U.S. Senate and a 3-vote narrow majority in the U.S. House of Representatives. So a lot of eyes are on the seats that are on the bubble that could go either way. Fox's Kailey Schuyler joins us live tonight from Tarrytown, New York. That is one of those battleground House districts.
Yeah, hi, John and Christina. So right now I'm standing about 15 miles down the road from New York City, so not many people would typically think about this part of New York being a battleground area. But despite this district having a history of electing Democrats, Republican Mike Lawler has won the House seat here in 2022 and then again in 2024. Right now, the Cook Political Report is calling it one of the 16 toss-up districts that very well could determine whether Republicans or Democrats have control of the House. So I talked to some voters about what's on their minds heading into midterms.
Everybody's talking about affordability, and that's really an issue, and I'm worried about inflation in particular, and of course the war in Iran.
I think mostly gaining control of Congress for the Democrats. That's a big one. This current government seems to be running things the way they choose to run it.
A new Fox News poll shows which political party voters believe would do a better job with top issues. Republicans winning on crime and immigration at 54% with voters, and Democrats now coming out on top with the economy at 52% and foreign policy at 53%. And on a generic House ballot, voters prefer Dems to Republicans 52 to 47. Now, all 435 districts in the House of Representatives and 35 seats in the U.S. Senate are up for grabs in the midterms. The congressional swing districts span from coast to coast, from California to here in New York. And no surprise here, the swing state of Pennsylvania has 3 battleground House districts. And there in Arizona, Districts 1 and 6 are a toss-up, according to the Cook Political Report. Now here in New York 17, incumbent Republican Mike Lawler will face the winner of a very crowded Democratic primary field, and that election is set for June 23rd.